The beginning of Filipino culture and society will never be fully known. For a while, human remains and artifacts recovered from burial and habitation sites all over the Philippines. The most important breakthroughs was the recovery of the fossil human bone in Sabon Cave, Palawan in 1962. The recovery had two significance. First, it marks the beginning of a more systematic investigation of an early man in the Philippines. Second, the recovery of the frontal bone and artifacts tentatively had a given example. The shape and size of these creatures, teeth and thickness of their skull are apple-like, but the structure of their bone are very close to those of modern man. Geological foundation. When did man first appear on Earth? And when did he arrive in Southeast Asia? It is difficult to say, and it is even harder to be definite about the time at which we can safely call the ancient man-like creatures men. In 1654, Archbishop Usher of Ireland said that the first man as well as the universe in which he lived was created at 9 a.m. on October 26, 4004 BC. The discovery of remains of extinct animals as man-like creatures and later of early men proved, however, that man appeared on Earth somewhat earlier than Archbishop Usher suspected. Pre-tertiary times. From geological and paleontological studies, we know that living things appeared on Earth as many as 1,500 million years ago, during the era known in geology as the Archaeozoic, the era when primitive forms of life became recognizable. This era was followed by Protozoic, the era from which we have many fossil evidences of plant and animals. Life is the Paleozoic, the time when fish, amphibians, and other marine vertebrates appeared. The Paleozoic was followed by the Mesozoic, which witnessed the predominance of huge reptiles. Popularly, this era is known as the Age of Reptiles. Our most important material in the evolution of man and his culture is found in Cenozoic era, with the age of more advanced forms of animals. The Cenozoic era is divided into two major periods, the Tertiary or the age of mammals, and the Quaternary or the time when modern forms of man appeared on Earth. The Pleistocene period. It was during the Pleistocene that man appeared and his culture began. The Pleistocene is commonly known as the Ice Age. This is one reason why Pleistocene is considered extremely significant to human evolution despite its relatively short duration of about 1 million years. Fossil evidence of the evolution of man. Man's place in nature. The class Mammalia had been divided into three so-called amphiclasses. The first includes the monotremes, animals which lay eggs, hatch them, and then nurse their young, are called monotremes. The second is called marsupials and includes those which give birth to their young alive and then carry them for a while inside a packet located in the belly of the mother. The third includes those mammals whose young are nourished prenatally through a placenta. They are called eutherian or placental mammals. Java and Peking man. The first skull of Java man was recovered by Eugene Dabas in 1891. An examination of the reconstructed features of this Javanese fossil reveals the following characteristic. The bone of the skull are very thick, the forehead is receding, and the eyebrows are broad. Although Peking man shares a number of important characteristics with Java man, he also differs in many. Peking man's eyebrow ridges are not so heavy, the forehead is slightly higher, and the side bones of the skull are more rounded. Solo and Wejek man. Solo men possess large brow ridges, sloping foreheads, and thick skulls, while the brow ridges of Wejek men are somewhat larger than those of the Australian Aborigines. They have a weakly developed chin, a more developed forehead, and a facial features characterized by depressed nasal root. Tool traditions of the Pleistocene. This gave rise to bipedal locomotion, which freed the hands for tool using and ultimately for tool making. These activities stimulated the growth of the brain. The New Stone Age. Through the process of continuously readjusting to the environment, they developed a more competent technology. Contact in later years with other peoples from the neighboring areas gave impetus to their knowledge and skills. Importance of the New Stone Age. The New Stone Age is a tremendously important period in our cultural history in that the development of our modern society had its immediate sources there. By learning the art of making better tools and of domesticating plants and animals, the early Filipinos were finally able to produce more than they needed for just themselves and their families.
Daddy shark do 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 do, Daddy shark do 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 do, Daddy shark do 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 do, Daddy shark.
Grandma shark do 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 do, Grandma shark do 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 do, Grandma shark do 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 do, Grandma shark.
Grandpa shark do 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 do, Grandpa shark do 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 do, Grandpa shark do 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 do, Grandpa shark. Let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt.
Run away do 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 do, run away do 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 do, run away do 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 do, run away. Safe at last do 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 do, safe at last do 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 do, safe at last do 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 do, safe at last. It's the end do 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 do, it's the end do 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 do.